How's it going, everybody? I'm Josh KI6NAZ, and I have gotten older, and in some cases, right before some of yours eyes. Well, you've been watching me over the course of 2006 is when I started my YouTube channel, but 2018 is when I started the ham radio crash course. And yeah, I went from 2018, 2019 to be able to easily read the color bands on things like this resistor here. But you know what? When I'm looking at them and I'm doing a kit, particularly live on the air, not so much anymore. So I had a couple of options. I could have went with the magnifying glass with the light, which works great on the, extendable arm thing. And that's an option that many of you go to. But for me, that makes demonstrating some of these builds kind of difficult because now I got this magnifying glass that's going to get in front of the project that you see here and whatnot. So I opted for this. This is a microscope. Obviously, it has a screen attached to it, but this also does SD recording and HDMI output. For some of you, this might be the thing that you've been looking for. So let's talk about it. This is the Andonstar AD409 microscope with a 10.1 inch LCD color display. This retails for $329, and there are a couple of different options from Andonstar for different size screens, with HDMI or without, and with or without video recording. Now, truth in advertising, this was sent to me by Andonstar because I had a very specific use case in which I could deploy it on the live streams, and I thought I would mention it to you up front, just so that there's no ambiguity in what this is all about. This is not coloring my opinion of the unit, but it's always important that you know that we're trying to be as transparent as possible. There is a link in the description to Amazon to take you to this microscope, as well as link you to some of the others. As far as the usability goes, it's kind of like what you would expect from a microscope. The screen in this case will rotate up and down, which you can see there. There are a couple of ways to use this when you're doing a project like this. Obviously, the closer you are, you're going to get a little bit more view depending on how you move things around. And this can be a bit of a learning curve for somebody that's new to something like this because of how exploded and zoomed in the view is when you are soldering a project, for instance. This is an easy type device for those of you that are doing surface mount parts, but it works just fine for through-hole. In fact, there are these gooseneck lights that can be moved around, and those allow you to pivot if you have like a third hand type of support, which makes surface mounts pretty easy as far as holding the board flat, because again, through hole goes through the board, surface mount parts lay on top, in which you then heat it up and the solder flows and you never really have to flip it over or anything like that. For through hole, I've come up with a couple of ways to make that work, and I'll show you how that goes. All right, so here's what a 10-inch screen looks like against my face. It's actually really, really big, and as a demonstrator, just for yourself, it's fine. You can literally slide around here like so. But what's cool about this is the video that I'm overlaying is literally me moving this around, which obviously for a YouTuber like me has all kinds of value that I can add to my videos. But for you, maybe. Controls are pretty straightforward. You have a power button. This is your mode switch button, which changes resolution or the view of the camera. If you've already recorded something, this will be the file that's on the SD card that you have loaded. And that sets you back to the standard zoomed in. There is a digital zoom here, which you can apply, and you see it in the upper corner there, that it's however many X zooms. I've found that the best thing you can do is just raise and lower this screen though, and then adjust your zoom here at the bottom. And then you've got a button here, OK, is for shooting digital, and then you have a screenshot button as well, which should just grab you a shot like that. So we just took a shot of the power. So if we go back to memory, that's the last image we took. So if we move this over, see, we're just looking at this now. Pretty straightforward microscope setup. Just adjust the barrel here to get your focus. Pretty easy to pull it in to pretty accurate or accurate enough. So around back or on the side is where this post is. And the post is a couple of set screws for forward and back and up and down. And then you have this fine-tune adjustment mode, which, to be honest with you, most of the time I just kind of get it within the range I think, and then I use the barrel of the microscope to sort it out. There's not a whole lot of reason to go much more than that, unless you're going to put something really big under this, which is what you might do if you want to through-hole solder. Let me show you what that looks like. So let's say you're not doing a surface mount, This is a through-hole project that we were looking at, but if you were doing something that was through-hole, the best thing to do is raise the screen up and then use something that holds the PCB underneath. So let me take the set screw here, disconnect that, raise the screen up to about as high as it'll go, and then I can add my project on a PCB vise and clamp system like this. And now I take my little lights, move them over, and if I did this right, I should be able to adjust the barrel, and sure enough, there's our through holes. Let's solder these guys up really fast. So if we look at the screen here, take your soldering iron, apply it to one of your connections. Boom! Look at that. We actually went over a little bit right there. For surface mounts, this is really, really nice because you just get right over your tiny little thing. Think of the K6 ARK end-fed antenna. Hit it with the heat and you can watch it bubble away, and you can hit record while you do it. Around back, the screen is powered by micro USB. Next to it is a mini HDMI or micro HDMI. I'll overlay which one it is over in the top. And then a micro SD card that's right next to it. You will need to format your SD card when you plug this in for the first time and you set the resolution. Setting the resolution is pretty straightforward. If you have an HDMI capture card or just a large TV that you want to plug in my case, since I live stream, I use the Elgato capture cards. You just take the mini HDMI here, plug it into your computer. The screen will go out, but that's because it's feeding the video signal to your HDMI port or your TV or computer. So if you're wondering what this would look like in a hypothetical live stream environment, well, it looks a little bit like this. Here's my POTA coin, and you can see I'm slightly moving it around. Pretty cool. And oh man, don't look at my fingernails. That's awful. But yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty useful. This makes sense for folks who are potentially maybe doing something with a club, if you have a projector, or if you're doing a Zoom live stream. The microscope is not inexpensive, but at the same time, if you used a capture card of some kind, you could do something like this if you were using OBS, or you could just use that as your image and just show your soldering with your microphone talking to the club or whatever you're presenting at the time. So for some people, this might work. I know this isn't for everybody. For most people, the standard magnifying glass with the light is probably the way to go, but you do get some added value with the images, the video, and then obviously the video out, which you're enjoying right now. So while I'm not exactly thrilled that I had to come to this solution, finding something that will work for the live streams and video making, and still also make it possible for me to look at some of the smaller components, like these little guys here, it is actually very functional in what it does in making the parts easier for you to solder your ham radio kits. So for all you young whippersnappers, you probably don't need something like this. Enjoy the time soldering while you still have good use of your eye bulbs. For everybody else, this might be an option. I like the added features, like I mentioned, of the HDMI output. You could actually present to a classroom or a ham talk by just plugging in the top there to be able to show what you're working on while you're doing it. This is a really good demonstrator for soldering as well. And the ability to take pictures, well, that's just an added feature. Again, the link is in the description if you want to check this out further. And as always, thanks for watching. 73. How's it going, everybody? Is this even in focus? Oh yeah, that's it. Now we're in focus.